What's good, y'all? It's your boy Jay back at it again. Today we got This City is Black America's Worst Nightmare by O'Shea Dudaction. Y'all, the deal is, man, follow me on both Jay's here and Jay's there. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Volume on right.
In-N-Out is closing its first location ever since opening 75 years ago. Guess where that location is? Oakland.
The year was 1958, and my grandmother was living in Bastrop, Louisiana. Bastrop, Louisiana is about 19 miles from Monroe, Louisiana. And still to this day, Louisiana doesn't present the most opportunities unless you live in New Orleans. And with that being said, my grandmother wanted more opportunities. She had a few options though. She can go to Houston, Texas, which was nearby, or she could go to Oakland, California. Now, Oakland, California provided a greater opportunity because Oakland at that time was something like Detroit, Michigan, or Chicago, or Gary, Indiana.
Yeah, very industrial, you know, see, with a bunch of manufacturing opportunities of the sort.
You see, it had a lot of manufacturing jobs, and even they had a sea, right? So a lot of ship jobs. You could work for great companies in Richmond, California, like Chemico, or the Moore Dry Dock Company, or shipyards, or basically waste and sanitation. You guys didn't know the city of Oakland really helped out during World War II. And so a lot of black people decided that the Bay Area is where they would go. So the Bay Area is when they went. Fast forward. The city of Oakland flourished with its own style, later producing the Black Panther movement. But before then, it was a great place to be. Don't get me wrong, it was different than San Francisco, its twin sister over the bridge 8 miles away. Oakland had more of a pro-black ideology, at the same time remaining aspirational with a strong sense of community. Even though they were in the West Coast, the black church was still just as strong as if they were back down south. But then something happened. The 80s came, and Oakland went from the city of hope to literally the city of dope. Drugs destroyed Oakland and made it bad.
Yeah, the war on drugs hold black communities across the nation.
This was the same case for almost every city in America. I mean, Compton experienced it, even in Sacramento, we saw Detroit, Chicago, and almost every city, a big, large black city, rebounded. And even Oakland rebounded. Despite all of the challenges Oakland had, it still had almost all of its teams. The Golden State Warriors, the Oakland Athletics, and by the time the mid-90s came around, the Oakland Raiders came back to its city. Things would be good, right?
Hold up. Wait a minute.
By 2015, the Golden State Warriors will win another NBA championship, its first in over like 40 years. But by 2025, the Golden State Warriors would be in San Francisco. The Oakland A's would be in Sacramento, headed to Las Vegas, and the Oakland Raiders would be in Las Vegas. Why is that?
Oakland is the second most dangerous place to live in the United States. This according to U.S. News and World Report. The magazine said it put its list together by examining each city's murder and property crime rates per 100,000 people as determined by FBI crime reports. Now, the only city that topped Oakland is Memphis, Tennessee, which came in at number 1.
Yeah, y'all boys in Memphis be wildin'.
All statistics, Oakland had become the number 2 worst city in America outside of Memphis. Damn, that meant that Oakland was worse than St. Louis, and you know St. Louis is down bad as hell.
He ain't lying.
But wait, there's more.
Oakland Mayor Barbara Lee responded to the report in a statement saying the overall crime in her city is actually down by 31%. Meanwhile, the Oakland Police Officers Association says the city has defunded police and officer staffing is dangerously low. According to a city report, Oakland has about 500 working officers right now, but should have more than 800. According to the mayor, the city's goal is to have 700 officers within the next 2 years.
The city of Oakland also didn't have a lot of police. Right now, currently only 500, but the city needed 800. And speaking of police,
they don't have enough officers for the type of city that they live in.
Because crime is so high, Oakland was trying to solve that problem until they didn't.
Our top story is out of the East Bay, where Oakland Police Chief Floyd Mitchell is resigning less than 2 years onto the job. The city council says he agreed, though, to remain in this role until the end of December. Crowd 4's Lindsay Ford has reaction.
He's not the only police chief that's cycled through, and so we need to look systemically what is going on.
It's like a revolving door as that chief come in and come right back out, whether it's internal or external.
Oakland Police Chief Floyd Mitchell is resigning as chief. In the past 15 years, the city of Oakland has had 11 police officers. Charlene Wang, who represents Oakland's District 2, says the city is now focused on finding an interim police chief. Chief Mitchell will stay in his role through December 5th. Wang says the police budget approved by council funded 5 new police academies aimed at boosting recruitment and improving officer retention. But Oakland Officers Association President Wee Win says those efforts haven't made much of a difference.
6 to 7 officers leave every month for such a small agency that we are, and the amount of coming in are not even anywhere near that.
Police Chief Floyd Mitchell, who came from Lubbock, Texas, decided he had enough. Now, the city of Oakland in the last 15 years has had what? 11 police chiefs. Now, remember, this guy here, Floyd Mitchell, spent 20 years with the Kansas City, Missouri Police Department. And Kansas City is not the safest city in the world. And he had been in Lubbock, Texas, okay, which is like a college town. But now in Oakland, he's like, look, I'm tired. I'm done. And not
that
only
nigga said, I'm not built for this. It's too much.
But the police officers in Oakland that are joining in are leaving faster than they can be retained.
Damn.
It must be because the pay not enough. They either not getting paid enough, or it's just the lack of officers. They're trying to get new officers in, but each officer has to do so much that they're leaving, which then makes the problem even worse.
But what's the real reason?
The reason people in Oakland are seriously struggling is because there's no jobs. There's no way to get money, to make money, to pay bills. Everything that come here closes down. Dunkin' Donuts came to Oakland. Dunkin' Donuts shut down. Can't make it no more. We have the Starbucks right here. Starbucks gone, closed down, leaving Oakland. Can't make it here no more. We just got this Raising Cane's restaurant over here. They had to close down the inside. Gone. Can't open no more. Almost every business that opens up in Oakland closes. Businesses closed. Everything closed. Next to Chipotle closed. In-N-Out Burger on the...
Yeah, them companies said, yeah, we not operating here. It's not worth it. That's what them boys said. That sucks, man, because if there's no new companies coming down, there's no opportunities for economic, growth. There's no opportunities for people to make money. So everybody's just gonna be struggling.
This used to be a Walmart. We don't even have a Walmart in Oakland. You know you ain't got no jobs if you don't got no Walmart in your city.
This sister is saying it best. No jobs in Oakland. Now, I'm from Sacramento, California, where I grew up, and everybody knows in California, In-N-Out Burgers is supreme. They've even expanded locations. But the first city to ever close its In-N-Out location was actually Oakland, California. That's crazy, right?
Damn right.
But wait, there's more.
Now, I don't live here anymore, but I grew up here. And Oakland used to be hella black. Like, my pediatrician black, my pediatric dentist black, my grown-up dentist black, my eye doctor black, my elementary school I went to first was black owned. All of the principals at the public schools I went to black. Most of my teachers were black. And then Oakland was hella diverse too on top of that. Like more diverse than a lot of other cities like my peers when I got to college had ever experienced. So I'm just wondering, like, what's the difference now? Like, what changed? And maybe the people here still care about Oakland, but I come home, I see the roads, I see how things are, I see the crime, and I'm just like, do people who live here not care? Or maybe the people who live here care and the politicians don't care? Like, what is going on?
This sister is saying something that's important. First of all, I never meet people that are from Oakland that actually stay there. They always typically move away, right? And this lady is one of them. She's also moving away. And it's sad because she's talking about how Oakland used to be and how it is now. They're saying that Oakland looks like a third world city. She saw a lot of these black professionals that used to be.
That's what people are saying. A lot of areas in America, they saying that shit. That shit looking like all types of third world-ish. Buildings is collapsing. You got a whole bunch of people without homes, jobs, careers. It's getting rough out here in the States, man.
there in the city, but she doesn't see that anymore. And people are concerned, right? But it's not even people in Oakland that live there. It's the mentality of Oakland people everywhere.
If you want to know how dangerous a city is, if you really want to know how many people are getting put out there every 2 to 3 days, how dangerous it is to walk your kid down the street, always pay attention to what happens when people from that city move to cities maybe 30 or 40 minutes away in high numbers. Because I can tell you, as somebody who used to live in Vallejo, I can tell you somebody who's lived in Sacramento, I can tell you somebody who lives in the Central Valley now, I can tell you there are a lot of places, be it in Antioch, be it in Vallejo, be it when you go to G Parkway and Sac, if y'all know the history, y'all know, that can tell you, even though they were ghetto, even though you had your little cliques, even you had your little mobs and romper rooms, it went a whole different level when two to 3 or 4 or 5 families from West Oakland or East Oakland moved out there and started making shake.
Now, this guy says, if you really want to know how bad a city is, just see how those people move when they go someplace else. And this whole idea about G Parkway and Sacramento, I 100% understand. Yeah, because G Parkway, trust me, it is definitely 100% true. Anybody from Sacramento understands this story. And also, once people started leaving Oakland, coming toward Sacramento, yeah, Sacramento did get more rough. But let's get back to Oakland. One of the reasons why Oakland is so bad, it's not necessarily just the people, it's the way that the city is set up. First of all, if you build your city on industrialization and you then de-industrialize,
that's what happened with Detroit and the whole area around the Rust Belt. You know what I'm saying? They built their entire economy, or the vast majority, on shipbuilding, manufacturing, and whatnot. Then they started de-industrializing, they started outsourcing, and wouldn't you know it, nigga, their whole economy fell apart because niggas, they stopped industrializing, bro.
you have a loss of middle-class jobs. And Oakland is close to Silicon Valley, but those jobs don't come in to replace those middle-class jobs. And the lady is saying, listen, you know, there's no jobs here. You know, those jobs in shipbuilding, auto, canneries, you know, have declined, right? And then once you have that, you have a crime and public safety perception. Once you get that, business investment goes down, tourism goes down. You know, you have a lot of people that don't even want to go downtown in Oakland because of that's what's happening. Also, when people leave your city, you lose your tax base. Like, people are moving everywhere else. Fresno, Antioch, Pittsburgh, right? People are going to where the jobs are, and so if you don't have
jobs,
jobs,
they're going to where the jobs are, they're going to where the houses are. So now you're losing your tax base, so it's going to be harder for you to make money and to produce it. It's going to be harder for you to get businesses down because poverty would equal crime. Companies obviously do not want to operate where there's a lot of crime. So now you just getting hoed. I'm not even gonna front.
Then you lose real estate value. You also have large structural deficits. You know, you just can't fix things, you know, potholes in the streets and all of that. You don't have the tax revenue, so you can't invest in policing. So if you can't invest in policing, you get more crime. Like you heard, Oakland needs what, 800 officers? They only have 500. And so you don't get the commercial real estate tax base, you don't get tourism tax base, you don't have retail tax base. You also have the city investing in shelter programs, trying to take care of the homeless, and that's pretty good, right? But you're not investing in economic development. I mean, it's a bad situation when you lose all three of your sports teams. The Raiders, you lose them. The Warriors, you lose. And then the Oakland Athletic A's, you lose. You lose all three of your teams. And that's basically saying that the city is not handling, you know, this investment. And a lot of these are liberal policies. And like I said, the taxes is high, right? Like, it's high to be in the Bay Area. So it's expensive, extremely expensive for somebody to get there. There are no jobs there. People in California in general are leaving and going to California. And this is what's happening in every Democratic city. Look at Chicago. Business.
Yeah, a lot of these Democratic cities, people is moving. They're moving. Why do you think so many Californians is moving to Texas and whatnot?
Leaving Chicago like crazy. Same thing here in Oakland. In these policies do not help black people. Every city where you have a black population and they adopt these situations that you're seeing with left-leaning policies, which don't invest in economic development in the city, you don't address crime, you don't address job training, you don't address black ownership, black businesses. When those things are not addressed, you don't get small business development and you don't get SMEs in the black community, which Oakland would be a great place to get it. You don't get tourism in the black community. You don't get any of these things coming to this city, which leads to more crime crime, more white supremacy is this and that, and no accountability from your politicians and from the community itself. And this is going to get worse. All right, guys, I'm telling you, it's going to get worse. The black community got to understand that if you don't take care of your issues, nobody got time to be there. If sports teams are living there and corporations don't want to be there, and if you don't create those businesses, it's going to get worse. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with an episode of The Celebrity Drunk. Which is your for you. Do subscribe the bell.
Yeah, shout out OJ Duke Jackson. Yeah, but that shit getting rough, especially a lot of these bigger cities, man. But let me know what y'all think about this situation. But it's your boy Jay. Stay healthy, stay wealthy, and stay blessed. And I'm out.